It's been a long time. You shouldn't have left me. Me. That was me on my echo button, girl.
All right, and I won't talk about the part that I did. Y'all know what it is.
My name is Shay Moore.
And I am Elise Stewart, baby. It has been too long. Folks have still been liking our Facebook page for Two Black Girls and a Mic. They've been still liking us on Twitter. And I said, we have to show our people some love. It's about time.
I know. It's been a really long time. A lot has been going on in our lives personally, and a lot's been going on in the world. So we're going to bring it back front and center because we know that y'all like the way we do our thing. Shoot, I like it, so I know they like it.
Okay, and I have to co-sign on that. As for what's been going on in our life, I think in our last episode, you were telling us that you were about to go over to some guy's house and get some sausage or something.
I did?
The rumors we start.
Well, I'm always in search of sausage. I quite possibly could have said that. I don't remember saying that, but I could have quite possibly said that.
Well, I tell you, Shay, like you said, let's talk about the celebrities and maybe bring it back to us and what we've been up to for those that are actually curious about our personal lives. And who would you? It's a lot out there. What would you like to talk about first? I know Tyson Beckford, new movie coming out, Chocolate City. He's supposed to strip. Is that appealing?
Not to me. I don't know. It's something about Tyson that's appealing to look at, like on pages of magazines. I don't want to hear him talk, and that's just me. Maybe some other ladies who are listening don't agree, but for me, I just want him to be silent.
Wow.
Like, I don't like my chocolate to talk back to me. When I bite into my Hershey bar, it would be strange if it talked back to me. So let's just keep him on the pages, silent and sexy.
You know, I was talking about Tyrese to someone, and I don't know how we came on the subject of Tyrese, but I was saying, yeah, he is, you know, Tyrese is appealing, easy on the eyes, but I can just imagine that he would talk your ear off and you like say, go get me something and lock him out the house for a little while. You know?
I would agree with you, like, because he literally knows everything.
Does he not?
So it's like, you know, a guy like that, you know, you can't know everything and be, you know, have body yaddy and all of that other stuff. I agree with you. He's not one of my favorites.
And speaking of how guys look, and I know some people probably like Googling us right now to see what we look like, what we're working with, and that's all good. My hair is combed in most of my pictures, so I'm ready. Go ahead, Google.
Most of them. Girl, that is off the chain.
But I saw a picture of Jay-Z today, and he was holding his little girl, Blue Ivy, and that girl is her father's child.
Yes, he is.
I'm seeing more and more about Jay-Z each picture.
Shoot, I wish I looked like Jay-Z. Get me a lawsuit, girl. My cable bill due this week. I got a lot of stuff going on personally.
A little while back, I was thinking she was a good mixture of her parents, but now I'm really seeing Daddy. And the photo that I saw her in was associated with a story. She started preschool, and they said some of the parents are complaining because she comes to school with like 2 cars, 3 bodyguards, and so forth. And like she's holding up the travel line there for the drop-off purposes.
Well, they'll be okay. They need to be happy that Blue Ivy is among their children and passing on some of her stardust to the rest of the children in the preschool line.
Now, question is on everybody's mind, and I'm just saying that, will Blue Ivy want to be down with North? Because I don't think Beyonce want to be down with Kim Kardashian.
Well, North is a little bit temperamental. We have never seen Blue Ivy cut up. She don't be scowling and looking all crazy and screaming and crying at fashion shows. I think that, you know, Blue Ivy is being raised more like a little girl, like a normal little girl. Mm-hmm. And I think that they are raising North more like in the celebrity lifestyle. And already she's got the little, you know, blue steel going on in her pictures at 3.
Wow.
How old she is.
And Shay, you know what? You say raising a little celebrity or a little diamond or so forth. Someone was telling me Lil Wayne, I think his daughter had her Sweet 16 party featured. If they still do it on MTV, maybe that's what they were making reference to. They were saying her budget was like $750,000 for this party, and she still wasn't happy. Like she needed more.
I watched it. No, that wasn't true. She
okay,
wasn't
please
unhappy.
Correct me.
I watched it. She was requesting a lot of stuff. She requested a Ferrari as her car. And so her mother was like, absolutely not.
Good for
she was
her.
like, you're not getting a Ferrari. What 16-year-old has a Ferrari? But she wound up getting it anyway, girl.
Shut up.
Because her daddy spoils her. You know, Lil Wayne, of course, is her father, and he gets her whatever she wants. They showed a little Skype conversation between the two of them, and he told her, whatever you want, baby, you get. And so her mother wanted to get her, like, this really nice BMW. And so they roll out the BMW, you know, at the end of the party, you know, as a reveal. And Reginae, that's her name, she was really excited about the BMW. She was like, oh, Daddy, this is nice, this is beautiful. And so she was appreciative, and then they rolled out the Ferrari. So she actually got two cars, a BMW and a Ferrari.
And what I wonder is later on when she starts to date and she finds the man that she really cares about, is he going to be able to compete with Daddy? Because you think she'll probably still want to live on that level. Well, she'll probably have a trust by then, I guess.
And I feel weird gossiping about a 16-year-old, but within the I really feel really
I'm a
creepy.
hater because I want to be. I want it.
But I'm going to say this little bit. I'm going to pour this little bit of tea, and then we can move on. But within the show, she talked about being in a dating relationship with Young Jeezy's son.
Oh my goodness!
So he was actually a part of this episode as well. So I guess she'll maybe date like another rapper's offspring, and maybe they'll be able to, you know, maybe they'll get her a plane like Creflo Dollar, get her a private plane.
Oh my goodness, Shay! When I read that, now I'll give them some credit. They say the plane they got back in 1999 said obviously it was old. It was some safety issues concerned. As a matter of fact, they were flying somewhere. One of the engines went out. They landed safely and all of that. But how do you go to your flock and say, if each of you give us $300 to the tune of 200,000 people, we can pay for this plane that's $65 million?
It's called crowdfunding. I love the idea.
Oh, no.
If everyone listening to this podcast would contribute $10 to me, I'll be able to go get my car painted, and I've been thinking about getting my boobs lifted.
Oh.
So everybody goes deep in your pockets and dig deep into your hearts.
Oh, my. So, okay, we're going to start a Kickstarter fund for that.
Yes, girl. Shay's new boobs.
We should start it on the
I'll
real.
make all of y'all happy. I'll show you the boobs. That'll be one of the levels of gifts. If you give a certain amount, I'll actually show you the new boobs.
Well, you know what, Shay? Don't play with me. You know how I am. And I will go and start that fund today just because it will boost our podcast.
I'm serious. I'm going to be 40 in January. Why not get some new boobs?
I don't know what to say on that one. What size you want?
Well, my boobs are already big. I've got double D breasts. So,
You just want a little lift.
They've been double Ds for so long that they're pointing towards hell now. And I'm going to be pointing towards heaven.
Shame on you, Shay.
What? It's the truth. Okay, no, my boobs are not sagging, so I just told you a nice lie. Is that better?
But no. I was going to say, on the real, it doesn't matter if you got small tatas or large ones. Gravity is going to take hold of them eventually, and especially if you have a child, your breast just changed. If you nurse your baby, and I nursed for 3 years.
Wow.
But I still like my little hush puppies.
That's a long time. You used to pull your boobs out in public when he was 3. He had teeth then.
Girl, and I wish people would stop saying that. It's like Mother Nature. It's all like built into this whole system, and the child knows when they're done with the whole feeding process. I tried to stop him along the way, but emotionally, it was upsetting my child, and it was upsetting me to see him upset. And it wasn't like 3 years he was just like, "Woo, mommy, let me on there." It was like more of a comfort thing. Maybe like when he got up in the morning, when I would go pick him up from daycare, he wanted to do it. Kind of like it was like 3 specific times. It wasn't as regularly as it was, before. Going on. Yeah.
Well, this is a really important conversation because I think that, so many of us, in years past and generations past, grandmothers and so forth, that was the only way that we ate was through breastfeeding. And so in the 70s, and this is when I was raised up, I was born in 76, so in my era, that's when we really saw a lot of the mothers go toward bottle feeding. And it almost feels like it was pushed like an agenda on the black community. And I wonder if this is the beginning of like all of the childhood obesity and all of the problems that we have been having with our health within the community, because we're eating, and drinking this manufactured formula instead of going back to, the natural source. Now, I don't have any kids yet, but if the Lord would bless me, I certainly would want to breastfeed. So, that's really a joke that I was saying about getting new boobs, because I really do want to breastfeed. So I don't think I could breastfeed. Can't you breastfeed with
I think if you have surgery to have them lifted, because they can do. You don't want implants, so you just want some reconstruction, some lifting. I don't think that will mess up the duct that the milk flows out of. And I hope I'm saying that correctly. But on that agenda, going back to that, when I went to the hospital, I hadn't even had my child yet. They gave me a Similac bag, gave me a couple of cans of Similac, some Similac coupons. So it was like throughout the course of my pregnancy, I was provided with the option and tools to go ahead and get some of the canned powdered milk if I wanted to. It wasn't like, no, you're going to breastfeed. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the skin feels raw initially. And when you're like going out of your mind, that's like when a lot of women kind of walk away from it. But I do encourage them to hang in there past that part. Your nipples toughen up, I guess.
Wow. It's a really interesting conversation that where things kind of switch. And I understand that women have to work, so please don't get me wrong for the women who bottle feed, because, I'm not your judge. I'm one of those people who say everybody do the best that they know how to do and in the moment that they can do it. And so for those of us who can, breastfeed, I think that to open up the door to let us know that it's okay to do that, let's talk about it. But now, going to the age where they got teeth and whatnot, I don't know about all that, at least. We done bit my nipple off.
And I was going to say, so you're talking about the pain factor and them biting you, but a lot of people sexualize breastfeeding because that child that big and what's going on with the two of you. They kind of look at it like that, but it's nothing sexual about it. And I do want to say, I went back to work hosting a radio show, and I'm at the DJ's booth, the board in front of the mic with the plastic strapped to my breast and my little pump. I was getting it in on the JOB, girl. I was dedicated. I was freezing my breast milk the whole nine, So
girl, was people coming in there with their coffee talking about, just give me a...
see, I would have had to hurt somebody. I had on the little robe over me, and I know when I went to church, I would do that. But I do think the longer I did it, the more comfortable I came with it. I'm like, it's my breast. It is what it is. Why you tripping? And the final thing for me on breastfeeding, Shay, my baby looking up into my eyes, and it's just like silent communication. I really miss that, because this is like nothing like that in the world. It was like awesome.
So beautiful.
And to this day, he has not drank regular white milk. And he was doing soy, but then his father kind of felt like the hormones or whatever is in soy milk feminizes, and some people feel this way, male children. So we switched to almond milk. So my baby said he don't want no milk at all now. So.
I've never heard of that soy products feminizes you?
Boys. I've heard it before. I've heard it before. Yeah. So I don't know how that's possible, but that's what's out there. And I would suggest people Google that, no doubt about it. That's my favorite thing to say, Google that, when I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that, girl. I ain't never heard of that. That's an interesting thought.
So what's been going on in your private life, Shay? I know I hit you up on Instagram. I was saying things to do, check in with Shay. So here I am on this show of all places to find out what's been going on in your world since we last spoke.
Things have been going great, I've been very happy. I've been losing a bunch of weight. I've recently lost about 40 pounds.
Saw your pictures. You look good.
Thank you. I'm trying to get used to this new body. I've had my body for so long. I knew how to dress it. I knew how to, accentuate the positives and hide the negatives. And so now it's kind of like a journey of trying to figure out what this different body is like. So that's what's been happening with me. I'm casually dating. I'm not in anything serious, though I really do desire to be married. Sometimes when I'm washing my clothes, girl, I be thinking about, I'm going to be washing my husband's drawers soon. My sisters, they all laughing because they're married. And they're like, girl, please, that's going to wear off soon. You ain't going to be wanting to wash nobody's drawers after 20 years, like I've been married 20 years. I said, well, I want to try. I said, shoot. I look at recipes. I have a recipe book of all the things I'm going to cook for my husband. And so I've been trying these recipes out, girl, and doing all of that. I just came back from Charlotte. One of my girlfriends turned 45. Happy birthday to my friend Yall Prophet. Went to her birthday party, and girl, they had me on the mic all night. So things have been great.
For me, I have embraced celibacy. That's been going on for quite a while. No need to talk about the time.
Celibacy.
Yes, ma'am, because I'm not going to say, I'm not, girl, get out of here. I'm not going to say it's the city that I'm living in, but it is in part. I don't know. I just haven't met anybody here that I want to be naked around. And that like sums it up. And I know you say have it will travel. I haven't wanted anybody to bring it over here either. So I don't know. So I can't even really say I'm still in that zone where I'm not looking to be in that relationship like that. I think my son's father said that the next person I hook up with will be the one that I marry, because I told him the length of time that it's been.
Yeah, so. I've been celibate before. I was actually celibate for 6 years at one point. And during that time, I was really, really, really focused on a deeper spiritual relationship with God, and I did a lot of study of the Bible, and really, was talking to God about the whole celibacy thing. And I asked him straight up. I was like, gee, that's what I call God. I was like, gee, like, seriously, why can't I have sex? I said, because it's dope. I love it. It's, like, really fun. And it feels good. Why can't I have sex? And so just like you and I are talking right now, I literally heard God's voice tell me. It doesn't sound like James Earl Jones, but it was, literally, he dropped in my spirit. He was like, it's not that you can have sex. You can't have sex because you can. He was like, you can do whatever you want to do. He said, but it's for protection. He was like, when women take in, a man's essence, it can confuse things. So I got from him, you can do it if you want to, but I'm just letting you know you go crazy once that thing hits you. That's the mom version of what he said.
And you know what, Shay? On a real tip with that, I was watching what is it, Love and Hip Hop? Are they in New York right now?
Yes. Oh my God.
So I sent out a tweet from my Twitter page at Elise Stewart, and I was saying these girls need to take a break. Try celibacy or something, because these men are driving them crazy. They need to step away from the sex, because everybody's on there just doing some everything. And the night I was watching, I was just kind of disappointed that the women were allowing themselves to travel down the roads and the paths that they are like, you don't have to really respect me. Anything goes.
It's just disgusting. I was watching that last week as well, and Daryl Strawberry's daughter, I mean, he is a renowned baseball player. He's got issues of his own. He had, drug block problems and things, and, a lot of run-ins with the law because of drugs. But I think that his daughter Diamond is sullying his legacy by going into the bathroom with rich dollars to go have sex. That was disgusting. I was just mortified. And she has a daughter that she left in L.A. to come and be somebody's side thought. It was just, as women, and like I said earlier, I'm nobody's judge. But some stuff, mothers, some stuff you're just not supposed to do when you become a mother. And I'm not saying don't have sex or don't do whatever you want to do, but just don't do it for the eyes of the camera to embarrass your children.
I was going to say, because some stuff is best kept private, especially that. And she doesn't even really know him. I think he is the friend of her ex or her whatever man the guy that she wanted to be her man. They're like kind of tight.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go and have sexual relations with him in a public bathroom.
Oh my God. First of all, my vagina does not need to be out in the public bathroom air for longer than it takes me to TT and go. Okay? There's no
Shay,
reason.
I'll ask you this. Let's say you were married, long-term loving relationship if you're not married, and like you guys are committed. And he's just thinking some different places, and you were out, say Red Lobster, you don't have those biscuits that they have that are like really good, and some nice fish, some string beans and so forth. I love Red Lobster. But anyway, and he says,
I love the way you just described that meal. Go ahead, girl.
And he says, come on, let's dip in the bathroom. I want to talk to you about something. And that's like y'all's little code for let's go ahead and get freaky here. Would you do it with your husband in a bathroom? Public bathroom?
See, with my husband, I would consider it, but I'm just really thinking of a sanitary, I don't want my vagina amongst the germs. So that's the thing that I would be thinking about. Now, if I saw that the bathroom was clean and maybe, because sometimes I carry my wet wipes in my purse.
Yeah.
So if I had my wet wipes with me so that I could, wipe down the wall where he needs to hold himself up or, whatever.
You're doing too much.
There's no way I'm sitting on the toilet.
Throw some paper towels down on the sink, lock the door, and then y'all go at it. You're doing too much work, and I got to clean the bathroom first. That's like being at home. I said, that's like being at home.
Girl, I be in there cleaning the damn bathroom. I'll be like, baby, you ain't bringing none of that E. coli home. No, you ain't bringing none of that home.
But you know what, and I don't know how we got on this sexual page, but how do people do it in hot tubs? Someone on my job told me they did it. I'm like, but
I have too.
But the water doesn't just like flow the wrong way there, jacking a sister up.
It goes in there, but I mean,
to me, that's
so
gross.
Funny. Some friends of ours, it's been many, many years. Some friends of ours, some couples, we went to a cabin in Tennessee, and it was my birthday weekend, and so I got the biggest room in the cabin, and they had a jacuzzi in the bath inside the bedroom. And so the next day we came out, everybody was clowning us because they said all night they heard squash, squash, splash, splash.
Oh. See?
Girl, I was in the floor hollering. I said, y'all should have went to sleep. Y'all too busy worried about what's going on in the master suite. I need y'all to worry about what's going on in y'all suite.
And you know what, Shay, as for listening to people have sex, my neighbors, I don't like these people, not at all. And I don't think they have sex often. And I say this because, and I was thinking this morning, as a matter of fact, to be quite honest. I heard them have sex, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, and it was so loud and all that. And I was like, she's got to be fronting because I don't see Shorty outside. And I just, you know what I'm saying?
I can't.
And I haven't heard them like, maybe they don't have like a steady pattern there. And I know I'm like the neighbor from hell. But once you hear it, you can't help but to listen.
I've had my downstairs neighbor call the rent office on me before. So, yeah, but see, this is what happened. It was a beautiful fall day. And, in the fall when it's not, hot enough to have the air on, but it's just cool enough that you want to open your window.
Yeah.
So I forgot I left my window open in my room, and I had company. And so the next day I got a phone call from the rent office, and they were telling me that my neighbor had called and said that I was playing porno real loud.
Oh, no.
And I wasn't playing no porno. It was me.
So which offended you most? Them thinking it was porn or them calling the office?
The fact that she called, because first of all, it ain't like it's going on for 2 hours, baby. We got 5 to 7 minutes that you have to enjoy. I felt like she was hating. I was like, what you hating for? It ain't like it went on for 45 minutes nonstop. You may hear the throes of passion right at the end. And he wasn't going for no damn 30, 40 minutes, so she just was hating. But on another note, her and her little man be downstairs arguing all the time versus me in here having sex.
Seemed like I saw you tweet about that from Hey, what is your Twitter address? Hey Shay Moore?
It's Hey Shay Moore on Instagram. On Twitter, it's Shay Moore on air.
So either I saw you mentioned it on Instagram or on Twitter. I saw you making a little statement about your neighbors. I remember that.
Oh my God, they argue so much, girl. I pray for myself. I pray for my family and friends. But I pray that they break up more than I pray for myself. I'm not even lying. I'll be like, Lord, you don't have to work on both of them at the same time, but give one of them the strength to move on. That is my prayer. I'm serious. Because they cut up down there. And it's like, what is so bad that you got to be arguing like this?
And some people take that to mean that we have a very passionate relationship and he must really love me. And a lot of times what you are in the middle of is an abusive relationship. People get that thing all mixed up. It's not
and that's
passion.
what it is, you know, and one of their main arguments, and it's sad because I can hear it clearly, one of their main arguments is the fact that he's an over-the-road driver. And so when he gets home, that's when she starts going through them bags and going through them phones and all those other things and start, you know, looking for incriminating evidence. And so this is why in a relationship I never look through a man's phone or his things, because you're going to find exactly what you're looking for.
And if you're looking, you already know.
You already know. That was what I was going to say. If you already know what's going on, and God has a way of revealing things to you, you don't have to search for anything. So it'll fall in your lap. Whatever you need to know, you're going to find. You don't have to root through nothing to get it and cause no problems. And a lot of times, women are having these big confrontation moments knowing that they're not willing to leave anyway. So what's the purpose of confronting somebody with evidence of them cheating and you're not ready to go? So you wasting your breath, you annoying your neighbors, and you know what I'm saying? You getting talked about in podcasts. Yeah, if you're not ready to be done with it, you need to hush until you get the strength to move on.
That's right. Absolutely. And hopefully someone, if you're listening and that is your current situation, think about the words that you've heard us say here and share today and maybe contemplate moving on. I know sometimes people are like, it's a financial thing, but you know you didn't come up in your life with that person. So you can find a way to be on your own 2 feet again. Don't let money keep you in a bad situation.
Nothing is worth your peace of mind. I would rather go live in a one-bedroom shack somewhere, you know, for my peace of mind. I'm just sorry. You know, there's nothing like being able to rest at night and get up in the morning in peace and open your eyes and thank God for a new day with happiness. But if you always fussing and carrying on and the police got to come all the time, that's not a life. That's just no life.
And on that note, I'm segueing. Check this out. What you want is to be happy. Like Pharrell Williams' song, where Marvin Gaye's family is now saying that sounds like their daddy's song too, so they need to sue for that one.
You know, I wonder for the musicians that are listening to the podcast, if they can weigh in on Twitter on our page at Two Black Girls and Mike, and let us know, is it really that similar? I'm not a musician. I've never played any instrument. When we played in kindergarten, they used to just give me the triangle. I don't even know if that's really an instrument or not.
Yeah.
That's all I played was the triangle, girl. So for me, you know, the song does sound very similar. As soon as I heard it, I said to myself, it sounds like Marvin Gaye.
Oh, with regard to Blurred Lines.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I really did think so, but I don't know if the musicality is that similar because I'm not a musician, so I don't want to speak on something that I really don't know that well.
And just as we've reached the end of our podcast here, as Shay stated, we can carry this conversation on wherever it is that you may be listening, whether it's via iTunes. You can comment on iTunes or Blog Talk Radio, or meet us on Twitter at Two Black Girls, or meet us on Facebook. Search the same name, the show name, and let's keep this conversation going. Shay, final words from you before we press this button to turn it off.
It's been so good, Elise. You know, thank you so much for coming up with this concept. You know, Elise had an idea. It's been 2 years now for us to do this podcast, and, you know, she's been really the driving force of keeping this thing going, so I want to thank you so very much for that. We've had literally thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people who have listened to us do this podcast, and if you enjoy it, share it with other people, because we want other people to hear what we're doing. We do this for the love of radio, for the love of communication, just for the love of sisterhood and togetherness. So share it out there, laugh with us, comment with us, send me some money for my titties.
And on that note, we will holler at you the next time. We're Two Black Girls and a Mic.